What is up and welcome to the Underground. It is Ned, joined by Monoxide of Twiztid. Very big time interview right here. Mono, how are you, man?
I'm good. How are you?
Man, I'm very excited because I thought this interview would never happen. I don't know if you remember, Mono, back in the day, we were all set to do an interview. I worked in radio. It was the old school traditional way over phone and that sort of thing. And literally, I got you on the phone, and after about 1 minute, the phone lines just cut down. It was like it was never meant to happen. And that was like 5-6 years ago now.
Holy shit. Well, hopefully technology's gotten a lot better. I see my beard and my shadows looking pretty sinister. I like that.
I do like the shadow in the background there. It's kind of cool, man. Now, I wanted to kick things off and talk a little bit of Detroit sports with you, Monoxide, man. What's the feeling in Detroit right now with the Lions? Like, they came so close to making it to the Super Bowl. Like, what's the sort of feeling in Detroit?
At this point, everybody's gotten over the loss, so they're just proud of the team. You know what I mean? Proud of the season. From top to bottom, it was really good. Really good. But I believe you have to go through a rite of passage before you can get to the big dance. You have to lose to a team that has an interception bounce off of the face mask into their hands. And those types of miracles, as soon as that play happened, I knew San Fran's going. It's that weird one play. If it would have happened the other way, I'd have been like, yes, we got it in the bag. But next year, hopefully.
That one step further, fingers crossed, touch wood sort of thing. You think they can get back there next year?
Yes, absolutely. Yep, I think they need to work on their defense. Their secondary is super sus. I think you got to get rid of Cam Gardner-Johnson. He don't fit the culture. And that's what I do. I would spend the entire draft on drafting defense, drafting for the secondary. Offensive line, Pro Bowlers. Defensive line, Pro Bowlers.
Yeah,
offense, Pro Bowlers. We need corners and safeties.
Well, fingers crossed it all happens and works out, man. Now, you are one of those sort of rare breeds. Like, there's only one other person that I know personally that's both like super into sports, but also super into the pop culture side of things. Is there many of them getting around where you are? Like, because it's rare here to be sort of like a nerd, but also into the sporting side of things.
I think in the world that I roam, it's best to have those knowledges. You know what I mean? It might not be as important to somebody else, but it's good for me. It's good. It keeps me grounded. It keeps me knowledgeable.
Yeah, it makes sense right there. And that's what I wanted to switch things over to, the pop culture side of things. Paul, like, how big's the pop collection going now? I remember the Funko, you were a Funko fan of the month and like featured on the Funko website. And it's just a phenomenal collection. How big is it now?
It's about the same. It hasn't really, it's shrunk and then grown again and then shrunk and grown again. And it's still out of control. Absolutely. And now we got our own Funko Pops that I feel I manifested that.
Yeah. Well, that's what I wanted to talk to you about as well. I've got them right here, the Twiztid Funko Pops. Very cool. These are like, it's cool for me, man, being a fan of Twiztid since, the late 90s and being able to walk into a shop here in Australia and there they are, the Twiztid Funkos. Like, what does that mean to you, man? Like, they're like worldwide. That's crazy.
That's what I told the George, like, we've never dealt with a licensing like this because it is a global license. We will be in countries you probably never even heard of. Like, I didn't care if we made a dime on it. It didn't matter. I wasn't about the money, though. They ended up paying us money, which is even better. And just that, the fact that in Sri Lanka, you can go and buy a 2-pack Twiztid. You know what I mean? That's crazy to me. Crazy to me.
Yeah, I reckon it's out there too, man. Like, it's definitely a favorite in my possession. On the pop culture side of things, obviously, I guess they're your favorites as well. But do you have a favorite? Like, I don't know, people that don't know how big you're into these, you've like basically got a basement full, yeah?
Yeah, pretty much. I have a basement and like the walls are done. And then I have a room in the basement where all the stuff I don't display just kind of sits in tubs. until I feel like changing it up. So I'll take all that stuff down on the wall and put all that stuff up because I get played out on things. But my favorite, I think, is it's something that nobody can buy. It's a custom-made Funko Pop 2-pack, Michael Jordan and Larry Bird by Funko Boss. It's massive. I'll post it on Paul's Pops on the Instagram. That's the one. I've been offered all kinds of things for that thing, and that's the one that any other one, I'll be like, oh, all right, whatever, trade, sell it, whatever.
You're not getting rid of that one, though. Yeah, that's crazy right there. Is there anything else that you collect, man? Like, I remember I do follow the Paul's Pops page and that, and I remember seeing that you had, like, basketball cards and stuff from back in the day. Are you holding on to anything big there?
I got basketballs. I have all kinds of sports cards. I got non-sports unopened boxes. I collect shoes. Yeah. It's just things that I always wanted when I was young, but we were so broke I couldn't have any of it. So now I have all kinds of shoes, all kinds of cereal.
All kinds of cereal, did you say?
Oh yeah. That's my hidden passion.
Collecting cereal. I like that there, man. That's crazy. Like, yeah, when I was in America, we went there last year, caught you guys at Fright Fest, and your cereal aisle is next level. I need to take a photo and show you ours. It's absolutely nothing. Like, there is all sorts that you have there. You're very spoiled for choice.
Well, we're very unprotected in that. You guys are a lot more protected. That's all that is. The further away from America you get, the less options you have, because the less rule breaking in the food world is happening. So there's a lot of stuff that I guess we have in food that other countries are like, not in a million years. No, they just pulled Frosted Flakes off the, like, I get it, I guess. I mean, if you ate 25 boxes a day for 2 years, yeah, you might get that. But I don't know. That's what I think, though. That's my belief, is that you guys, as our other countries, just a lot more stricter on your food laws.
Yeah, we care about the health and safety of people.
I get it. And your waitresses and waiters.
Oh, no, just plain. I absolutely love it over there, man. My wife always says to me I was born in the wrong country. Now, I'm a massive Detroit Pistons fan, and I know, like, it's a very sort of down sort of topic, but what are your takes on the current Pistons, man? We just went through that hell, and it affected me more than it probably should. What's the take on the Pistons there?
The Pistons are in a spiral that will not be fixed until they find the right coach that can create a culture. They don't have any culture. You got to deal Cade Cunningham while you can, while people don't know that he's not really that good, and you can still get some for him. He's a one-on-one player. If he has the ball on isolations, he's all right. But with a team like that, where you're focused on that, you have to have jump shooters. You have to have people that can hit, because the game's going to slow way down with isolations and shit like that. So, and they don't have a person on that team that can hit 2 shots in a row yet. So you're talking years away from even being competitive. I'd say at least 5 years away. And that's hopefully they find the right coach. Monty Williams ain't the right coach. He's a superstar guy. He's not a culture builder like the Lions went and got Dan Campbell. That's a culture guy. He changed the way the team thinks, not how they play, how they think. You have to start there. And so that, until that happens, which it's at least 5. If they even, it wouldn't surprise me if in 5 years they sold the team.
Well, yeah, I know. I remember, man, seeing, like, because I follow it flat out here, and I remember seeing the chance of sell the team during, like, is that a possibility?
He's too spiteful, but that's right now. 2 more years of this where they won't win 10 games, and I think he might just get frustrated enough to be like, all right, screw it, there's nothing I can do.
Wow. I don't know. It's not as doom and gloom from where I'm sitting, man. I think you got pieces there, and it's upsetting hearing that you want to trade Cade, because I think he's a future all-star right there, and you got Jalen Duran as well.
Pistons.
Not with the
Pistons. They were onto something. You see, as soon as he went out, they became competitive. Instead of getting blown out by 20, they were losing by 6 and 7. And they actually won a couple games while he's out, because Jaden Ivey and Jalen Duran are better together. That's the star combo. Cade Cunningham doesn't have that with anybody else on the team. Killian Hayes is the worst jump shooter in the league. Busted. The guys that should be starting that can shoot aren't. Monty Williams came in and benched Jaden Ivey. Like, what? He's the best player on the Pistons. The best.
Man, I was reading yesterday, and I could talk to you about this for, another day, but I was reading yesterday that they were going to trade Killian last season, and it was Monty Williams that wanted to work with him. He thought that he was the piece.
He is. I mean, he would be, but it's obvious. The guy can't shoot, and if you don't have to shoot, you don't have to be guarded. And if you don't have to be guarded, you just go double somebody else. Like, he is quite possibly the worst point guard in the league.
Wow.
Quite possible. We could have had Fred VanVleet. He would have came in and changed it. Like, that's who you need to look at. Grinders. People that came from nothing, that earned their spot. Not people complaining about where they're drafted at. That comes later.
Man. Yeah, I agree, man, 100%. I just don't want to lose Cade, though. I was there for Cade's highest scoring game like the other year, and I don't know, like there was just something about watching him. It was effortless, and I don't know, it's like the game came to him. But I hear what you're saying. You think he'll be a superstar on another team.
Absolutely, or they'd have to change the entire way that the Pistons are playing and focus around him, and they're not doing that.
Yeah. No. I think Monty's the issue. Like I don't know, man. But anyways, it's getting a little bit on the downside right now. I did want to talk Pistons with you because, man, I just love them because the Lions are cool as well. But to be honest with you, I don't 100% even understand the game yet. I need to catch up with Beeve and watch the game, and he can take me through it, man. But yeah, basketball is where it's at for me. But switching things up, Mono, you've got Astro 7 coming up shortly. Man, how crazy is this that you're up to number 7?
It's crazy to everybody but me because I knew it. We just have to do it. Once we do it, there'll be 15, 20. And once we got that first one out of the way, none of this surprises me now. Now it is what I thought it could be. To an extent. It'll still be bigger. It's going to go bigger. We just have to find the right place. The place is key.
So is this are you saying that like it might not always be in Livonia or what are you saying there?
Absolutely. It can't always be in Livonia. It has to grow.
Yeah.
And to grow, you got to go somewhere for it to grow.
Yeah, 100%.
We packed that out. You come to Burton Manor, there's nowhere to, it is packed. Parking lots, packed. Hotels, sold out. Like, we have come and we have done the justice there. And that's just my mind is thinking of the next place. Okay, how do we get to 25,000, 30,000 in the weekend? And then we'll go from that to how do we get 50 to 75? It's just a process. But it's the frustrating because it's not at our control. If there's no place, there's no fucking place. There's nothing we can do. We can move it out of the state of Michigan, but we don't want to do that.
Yeah, I agree with that too. Because you won like pop culture event of the year like 2-3 years running now, haven't you? Like for Detroit.
We got all the news stations. We got all the It's like it grew organically. So to take and uproot it and take it somewhere else, it just doesn't feel right.
Yeah. Oh, well, who's the biggest guest that and what are you most hyped about? If you look back at all 7, who are you like, I can't believe they were there?
There's a lot of people. I can't believe Trish Stratus came.
Yeah.
I can't believe Kevin Smith came. That's dope. That's dope, man. Like, they don't have to do that. Spencer from Ice Nine, you don't have to do that. You know what I mean? Like, seeing the process of the first one and how much we were turned down because it was our first one, to see that now we have people that are we'll just fly in ourselves and just give us a spot. Like, please let us do it. It's a testament to my team.
Yeah,
that's exactly what it's supposed to be. All the people that are there feel wanted, be it on this side of the table or that. And that is what's key.
That is
Yes,
killer,
my
right?
dogs are barking at somebody. I hope they bite their faces off. Yeah.
Love it. You mentioned Spencer from Ice Nine there, man. I was a big fan of the Envy track. Are you going to work any more with him, Mono? Like, this is off the cuff here.
Perfect world. We just go on tour together. Like, he's done enough. He's blessed us with his vocal prowess. And I'm like, take us on tour. Let us destroy the stage for you before you come out. Let us make it hard for you every night, Spencer. There's no days off when Twist is on your tour.
Oh, look out. Well, fingers crossed that happens as well, man. Now, here's a question I've asked you in the past, and I don't know what's sort of happening here. I'm always on George's case about this. George's Twiztid's managers, for those who don't know. What will ever eventuate with this Twiztid movie? I remember hearing about it a little while back in the day, and I'm like, man, I've been hanging out to see you guys on the big screen since the Big Money Hustlers days.
Right now, the guy that we're going to do the movie with is doing another movie. So once he's wrapped that up, then we're moving on to us. Oh. He's doing that so he can learn the entire process of shooting a movie. He's an amazing camera guy, but he's never shot a movie. And before he just jumps in with us, he just wants to go suss it all out so that we can knock this the fuck out, because he knows pretty no nonsense over here. We don't need craft services. We're trying to shoot a fucking movie in 3 weeks. Like, let's do it. We got the spot. We got the script. We have it. It's just waiting on that.
Script even done. Man, what are we talking here? You let us say what we're talking here? Is it still horror? Is that?
Yeah, it's a horror movie.
Oh, man.
Yep.
Thank you for telling me that, because George, who I consider a friend, has never told me that. Man, and there you are. You've just dropped it. So there's a horror movie in the works with you. Is there going to be cameos from like the entire M&E crew?
No, this is real shit. This ain't some throw your friends in it because you're doing a movie. Like, we're trying to do something big here. Like, if you can act, you can act. If you're like, hey, let me read for that part, let me try out, but I'm not going to just throw my people of any sort, not even my brothers, are getting in this movie if they can't act. You know what I mean? I'll give everybody a chance, but this ain't that movie. This is real deal. Like, the segue for Twiztid, the segue for Monoxide, doing movies.
Wow. So, man, just on the topic of this, how long have you been sitting on this script for, man? It must have been a while now.
Actually, I just wrote this 2 years ago. Okay, not even, so maybe a year and a half.
You wrote it yourself. It's all you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Nice. You're a big horror guy, right?
Yeah. Yep. I've seen more horror movies than Madrox has, and he smoked more cigarettes than I did. So figure that out.
No way. There you go. Yeah. I guess
he's seen more truck stop horror than me. Like, go in and waste, 5 hours of your life to watch something that you regret watching. But anything that's worth a watch, I've seen. There's nothing I haven't seen.
That is cool right there. So what's the coolest thing you've seen lately?
Boogeyman by Stephen King. That was really good.
Yeah?
Yeah. Actually, nice. I was surprised. There's another sleeper called Night Shift. That's pretty good.
Night Shift, yeah.
Yeah, there's a few of them, but them two come to my mind right off the top of my head.
Yeah, I saw Boogeyman. I thought that was good. Night Shift, I'm going to have to check out, man. And, while we're sort of on the top, can you tell us any more about this horror? You want to keep it under wraps? I don't want to give too much away.
It's no nonsense. It's not going to be funny. It's not going to be over the top gory. Like, I think it'll be something everybody's going to be proud of.
Yeah, and cool.
It's either coming to movie theaters, or it's going to streaming, or I'll take the fucking thing on tour. Doesn't matter. Either way, we'll all get to see it one way or another.
Damn, man, I'm so glad that I asked that question. Let's switch things up. We will talk a little bit of Chainsmoker II, because I hear you're also rap, man. So we're talking about you running pop conventions. We're talking about you being a big football guy, basketball guy. But at the end of the day, man, the way what it's all about is rap, man. And you've got Chainsmoker II coming out February 29. What can you tell us about this?
Yeah, rap is definitely what's got us to where we can explore other branches of ourselves. But this record smashes. Like, I say it a lot because George is the 95% of the reason this record's even happening. because for years he's just been planting the seed. Like, first one was so good, and I'm like, nah. And then it just seemed like kismet. People kept hitting me up about it. He kept talking to me about it, and it was like I had to leave that tour in May, and I'm like, fuck it, I might as well write it now. Wrote it, recorded it, and was pleasantly surprised because it's not a Twiztid record, which I'm always proud of.
Oh man, well, so far I love the song BMA. Great having Gmo Ski back on the label as well. So we've heard the 2 tracks from it, BMA, and what was the first one from it, man? I can't remember off the top of my head, but they're both good. Not Normal.
Not Normal, yep. That's the video one. We shoot a video for that next week, and that should be out by release day. Supposed to shoot a video for the other one as well.
Oh, that's good, man. Check this out too. When I was getting ready for this interview, I found this. I've got this laminated, man. This is from the original one. I don't know if you can see that there.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
I don't even have that. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's very cool. Oh, we found it in a magazine over here, like back in the day when it first came out. And I remember, again, going back to the Pistons there. I'm like, yeah, Monoxide's a big Pistons guy because I've been on the Pistons since freaking Tim the Toolman Taylor got me onto the Pistons. And
that's crazy.
Forever, I haven't been able to do it since. And that was always a big thing for me with Twiztid, was that you guys were on them. So it's cool finding that right there.
Nice. That is dope.
Yeah, man. So, all right, we got so much things on the go. I want to know, is there anything else? Like, you've been blessed to tell me all about this movie. You've got the album coming out later this month. You've got just a bunch on the go. Astronomicon 7 coming up. Is there anything else we need to know? Oh, the Green Book tour in March. You guys really don't stop.
And then the 420 show in April.
Yes.
And then we're dropping the Low Top Shoe this year.
Oh, man, I need to get those.
Hopefully the second Funko Pop comes out this year, but I doubt it'll probably be closer to the beginning of next year.
There's news right there. So what's to go with that, the second Funko Pop?
Yeah, that's what we're in talks with now. Not sure what we're going to do, but that's where we're at.
Wow.
So I don't know if we're going to just create a completely different design or if they want us to just like metallic it, or I don't know. So we'll see, but something is coming.
Wow, man, that's insane. Cannot wait. So anything else, Mono, that we need to know about before I let you go?
Glyph is out. Cryptic Collection is out. The Twiztid Rock album's supposed to be out in like August. Let me think. I think that's it for now.
Man, that's a lot though.
We rebranded the store. The store has been completely overhauled for a much better shopping experience. And yeah, man, we've just been at it. Every day something else.
Yeah, I love that right there. And I've actually heard a little bit of the music off that upcoming rock project. And man, I cannot wait for everyone else to hear this. George was kind enough to play some to me when I was in the States last year, and I love it, man. I'm a massive fan. Like, I know people are a little bit up and down, but man, stick with it. Unlikely Prescription was just brilliant in my opinion.
Thank you. I think we're onto something where it doesn't feel like we're trying too hard to fit in, or we're just naturally progressing. This is where it is. We're doing side missions. Like, hey, let's do a song and let somebody else write it. We've never done that before. 25 years. Never had somebody else write a lyric for us. So we tried that. Now we're talking about maybe doing we did an entire record with a producer. We've never done it like that before with the rock guy.
Yeah.
Now I want somebody to write one.
I want to try
that. Write a Twiztid rock record. I want to hear what the fuck you think it sounds like.
That'd
Side
be interesting,
missions, man. Side missions.
Oh, I love it right there. Well, thank you so much for taking time out, Monoxide. It has been a whole bunch of fun. Be sure to hit this man up on Instagram at Paul's Pops. His album Chainsmoker II heading your way February 29. Pre-orders available now through the M&E store, mnestore.com, magicninjaaustralia.com for you Aussie and ninjas right there as well. Monoxide, thank you so much, man.
Thank you, Ned. Thanks for talking to me. Tell everybody I said hey. And as always, go hug a Joey for me.